here we are with another friendly game. So we just had Northern A, Central A friendly, and now we have the Northern, Mid-Northern, sorry, versus Southern B. Also a friendly or non-competition game. And for me, that makes it a little bit hard to comment because as a result, we've got some mixed caps in the water. So the only thing I have to go on is sticks, and as you can see, we can't always necessarily see the sticks as well as we see the caps. So apologies in advance if my calls are maybe not as accurate as you would hope. So at the moment, it looks like black sticks are driving up the wall and cutting into the middle. So we shall switch to the next field and then see that we have an attack on goal that has been undone by the white defence. White is moving up the wall, and white is Mid-Northern. Just double checking that I've got that right, yes. And Southern is black sticks. Not necessarily black caps, we have noticed, but you'll have to bear with for that one. Just seeing what that call is. It is a equal puck, and it looks like Mid-Northern had taken possession, but Southern taken over, and Mid-Northern taken over again. Back to the wall where it's sort of between them, going back and forth, and Mid-Northern now working their way up the side of the court there. Just swimming out of our camera view and hopefully soon into the next one. Have now cut into the centre of the field, where Mid-Northern is working their way up. Unfortunately not able to find their teammate. So after a brief interception from Southern, back to Mid-Northern being in the driving seat. Nice tackle there, moving across the field, but Mid-Northern have intercepted and are now working up the wall. Hard to see who is currently in possession, but it is driving towards the Mid-Northern goal still, so I'm assuming that it is Southern that is in possession of the puck, but Mid-Northern have taken over and taken it to the corner. So nice rotation there. Teammates taken over from each other, and we have a ref's call. Trying to see what the call is. It looks like Southern is being pushed back. So a free puck for Mid-Northern. There we go, nice flick. But intercepted, I think. Hard to tell at the moment, we're just in that little blind spot between the two cameras. But moving into this camera again towards the Mid-Northern goal. Nice intercept there. Well done. Moving up the wall. There. Looks like there's a out of bounds puck. Considering the ref is picking it up on the wrong side, the non-playing court side of the barrier. So I'm expecting that to be an equal puck call. Oh no, something else must have happened because the other ref is pushing Southern back. So a free puck for Mid-Northern. Taking that again. Nice flick, but intercepted, but back to Mid-Northern, who were trying to cut in, and Southern have stolen that puck and making their way up the barrier when there was another ref score. Can't see what the ref score is, but I can see that Southern is being pushed back, so another free puck for Mid Northern. Southern right in there to try and intercept that puck. Nice underbody move there from Mid Northern, and they're off for a sprint towards the desired goal bin. Nice defence from Southern though. They are really not making life easy for Mid Northern. And currently we're under the Southern subs bench, so they'll be taking advantage of that opportunity to get some fresh legs in and surely getting ready to mount an attack of their own. Southern going across and trying to find that space, but Mid Northern is right there with them and doing same or similar thing, but lost it back to Southern, who are now marching up the wall. Our next camera shot is a little bit hard because they're trying to fix that barrier, so there's a few extra bodies in the way. Apologies for that. Teams are working that wall hard. Both teams have good numbers on the bottom and trying to get control of the puck, and it looks like it was Mid Northern, but now is Southern again. They are having a good swim towards their desired target, only to be stopped again. Nice cut in and aiming for that bin, and it looks like they have made it. The referees are agreeing and saying that that is number 12 who scored that goal. So there's a timeout. I missed who it was called for, but it doesn't really matter. Both teams equally benefit, and of course the team that's trying to figure out the barrier there has got a minute to try and figure that out, making the playing court safe for both teams, and hopefully reducing that out of bound puck happening. We're restarting again. Let's see who gets there first. It looks like it is Black, so Southern getting there first. But Mid Northern have taken possession, driving up the wall. Southern back, stolen it back, and now making their way towards the goal. But some really good defending there from Mid Northern, bringing it back towards the wall and swimming it up the channel along the wall there. Some really great speed. Nice support there from the centre as well. Ooh, there was a good swim across the pool, but there was a sub coming out from the subs bench. It was probably a little bit of a surprise for the player swimming across. And Southern is now in possession and working their way across, finding some nice space, but also finding a Mid-Northern defender. They've been pushed quite far out, but still managing to find the goal for the third goal. Yep, the referees are calling it. I think he called it number 7, but could have been 8. Hard to tell. Teams are slowly making their way back, but it's half time, so we will have a 3-minute break while we give the teams a breather and a chance to drink some water and listen to their coach give them instructions. I understand that this is also a friendly game, so not necessarily part of the competition as such, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So can see on the screen the officials team and some players are still trying to work out the barrier and trying to make sure that is all safe and good, ready to start the game again. The way I understand it is that the wood that's holding down the mesh barriers is split in some places, and then the screws that hold it down to the bottom can pop out through the split if there's some force on that particular piece of wood, which means that the mesh can float up, and then obviously because the top of the mesh is stuffed with pool noodles to keep it upright, but then of course the entire part of wood comes up with it and it's off the ground. Which means the puck can go underneath, but also, players could get their hand under there. So it's not very safe, and it's also not very nice for the flow of the game, as we have more stoppage than we otherwise would in a fully barriered court. Although sometimes people still flick over the court's barriers, which is quite funny when that happens. So we're back off, and it's now the other way around. So our Mid-Northern friends playing the other way. Across the pool. A nice swim up there in that channel along the side of the court. with both teams trying to find a space. Obviously, at the moment, that was, what was it? It's hard to tell with these caps, especially if they're on the other side. But black is in possession and is attacking. So that's Southern, but Northern have intercepted and were swimming up. Southern now back in possession and having their go. So it's back and forth in terms of position, but with 3 goals up, Southern does look like the slightly stronger team here. So at the moment, Southern slowly working their way up the court. Good team play and some nice defending there from Mid Northern. Working their way up the wall to try and find some space and escape from that pressure on the bin. And cutting in to find even more space for themselves to try and find that goal. Nice swim, unfortunately called up by the referee for something. Trying to see, it is against Mid Northern. Can't see what the call was for. But Mid Northern is going to be pushed back. So, free puck there, Mid Northern. Oh. Southern being pushed back. Is that right? So Southern attacking hard. Good numbers on the bottom. Either side of the Mid Northern defence there. But saved and swam out to the wall. Nicely under the subs bench. I'm sure that they'll be doing some subbing, although now that time has been stopped. The other team also takes the opportunity to get some fresh people in. Mid Northern being pushed back into the goal for a free puck for Southern. Southern B choosing to go straight ahead, applying pressure right on that goal bin, but Mid Northern have cleared it out and working their way up, trying to find their teammates, just not quite making the connection. Interception by Southern. Mid Northern back in possession and back to Southern, who are finding some nice space there, but great intercept by Mid Northern. But let's see what the refs have to say about that. There's a stick foul, it looks like. It looks like Southern was being pushed back, but Mid Northern is now asking for a timeout. So 1 minute to breathe and reset. Come up with a plan how they're dealing with the free puck. Meanwhile, I'll have a wee bite of my cookie. Right, 20 seconds in this timeout. Goes quite fast, but that 1 minute rest is quite a lot when you're in the middle of a game. Feels like quite the luxury. So Mid Northern setting up for their free puck. Let's go and look at what's happening underwater. A little bit back and forth. Currently it looks like Southern is in possession of the puck, trying to find the width to go around the defence of Mid Northern. But Mid Northern have taken it across and are now finding their own teammates. Good support there from those team players. Connections from the back and centre line to the forwards. The forwards not quite making it past the defensive line there of the Southern players. Let's see if we can see a little bit more. Southern working their way up that wall, but good defence by Mid Northern and pushing up the wall, making nice ground and finding the middle, but they're also finding a Southern player who's taking it across to the other end. Far wall for us, so a little bit harder to see, but Mid Northern is trying to work their way across the court, finding space, finding the other teammates, but only to be intercepted by Southern, and they are going, taking it the other way. Back and forth, back to Mid Northern having a little swim, and Southern taking it right back. Southern now working their way up the pool, up the centre of the court, trying to find that last part, but taken off the lip of the bin. Very nicely done, well defended. I'm sure Mid Northern will be stoked by that, but Southern is having another go, finding a player across the pool who is intercepting. Not quite making it into the goal, but luckily for her, her teammate was there to finish it off. Great defence as well as great attack from both teams. I think that was called as number 4. I'm not sure. Ava? I've got a list here, but my God, it's small lettering. Ava Handley? Ava Handley, it says. Southern getting ahead, getting to the start puck just ahead of Mid Northern, and taking it into the Mid Northern half. But they are taking it right back and finding some space, making good connection from the centre there, and working their way up the pool. Very close to the goal bin there, but pushed out to the side by the Southern players. Mid Northern having another go and trying to recycle that puck, but Southern driving strong to the wall. It is a stick infringement against Southern, so Mid Northern is going to have a free puck really quite close to the goal there, so they will be hoping to put that in. It is 4-0 at the moment, but a lot can happen, of course, in 5 minutes. Meanwhile, we're having a timeout to Southern, so we've got a 1 minute pause on the game. almost about to restart. And remember that that was a free puck for Met Northern, right in front of the goal of Southern B, I should say. Well defended out by Southern, but Met Northern is not yet letting them go, but Southern is pushed through and making a good swim for that. Met Northern now intercepted and pushing up. Great work there. Nice swim now from Met Northern. But again, Southern intercept. You are going straight up the court in hunt of a goal. Nice little dummy there inside to connect with her teammates, but still lost possession to Southern. And have taken it across the court, trying to get around the defence, or being pushed there by the defence. They're trying hard, trying to get to that goal. And meanwhile, Met Northern, of course, getting in there and trying to steal that puck away and taking it to the safety of the wall. Currently in the corner, so anybody's puck really. But Southern looking to take it out of that corner and into that goal circle, of course. Northern looking to keep possession and keep it in their team. Went up the back wall, but now defend it back out, and a nice strong swim up the wall from Met Northern. Southern has stolen it off them and now making their way up to the other side of the pool. Nice connection, nice follow up from the team there, trying to find that bin, and there is the last player to finish it off. Referees say yes, it is indeed a goal, and let's see who they are crediting it to. I'm not sure, but it was a really great team goal for sure. 4 of the Southern players down on the bottom and in there together, trying to keep that possession in front of that goal, and the last player finishing it off. Everyone playing their part. Kicking off for another goal here, or at least for another strike. Whether we'll have another goal in the last 2 minutes remains to be seen, of course. I think Southern B is feeling quite comfortable, but Met Northern is definitely not letting up and still fighting hard to get on the scoreboard. Nice swim up the side of the court there by Southern. Taken over by teammate, who was given a nice flick forward, but unfortunately not to one of her own players. So Met Northern have picked it up and taken it to the side, where it's gone back and forth again, and we have had possession both ways, but now Met Northern is having a little swim up, trying to keep it in the team and keep that possession while they work their way up the field. Really nice swim here, but Southern intercepting that puck and that swim, and now turning it around and going the other way. Both teams now looking for possession, of course, but at the moment it is Southern and Northern trying to attack, but Southern now setting up their own. Going across the field. Nice flick forward. Almost picked up by the Southern player, but defended out by Northern, who now have it on the wall and are trying to connect with their forwards, but picked up, loose puck picked up by Southern, who are out launching an attack, but a time is called by the referees, so that is the end score, 0-5, and that is to Southern. Well played, girls.